Heaven is not some place that you may or may not go to after you die. You may not believe in it, and in a way, I also don't really believe in it, simply because isn't heaven just right here? It's almost like hell looks like the artificial environment that we created. You know, when you're going down some bad neighborhoods, or you see a lot of graffiti or something like that, or you see just an abandoned town or something like that, you realize that's not really nature. Humans got together, they made this artificial environment, and now that looks like hell. And the people living those lives, living in those bad neighborhoods, that actually is their hell. So it's hard for them to believe that there's heaven on earth. I don't know if you've ever been hiking or have ever seen nature from a distance. Maybe you climb a mountain or something like that. You have this intuitive feeling that heaven has to be right here, that maybe we all reincarnated in heaven when we were born, when I was born, when you were born, and we just sort of put a bunch of crap on top of it. And now we're kind of living in this routine life, not really living in harmony with nature, not having any connection with nature. I mean, think about it. Our food comes from the supermarket. Our job is like in this, usually in some kind of closed building or something like that. Or if you work from home, your home is like this structure that's separated from heaven. So this separation is actually what's making us think that we're living in hell. Now, the world is really beautiful. Imagine if you were surrounded by beauty every morning. Imagine if you didn't wake up seeing your ceiling, seeing the inside of your car, seeing all of these repetitions of materials that are man-made. Imagine if you actually saw all green, like if you woke up and you actually saw the earth that you're standing on. If you remove the earth, or if you move the floor that you're standing on right now, you would be standing on something that looks like heaven. I mean, remove your apartment that you're in right now. Remove the house that you're in right now. You're probably going to be standing on a forest, or you're going to be standing in the woods or something, if you really were to strip off the cement and the foundation of where you are. So it's almost like we're waking up in heaven every single day, but we've built these cocoons to sort of make us feel like we are these lesser beings that need to just please our boss every day, and we have all these petty little things and little complaints every day that we accumulate. We don't see the heaven around us because there are too many distractions. There are too many distractions to realize this. So if you've never been hiking, this is something where you can really experience this. You can realize that heaven has been here this whole time. And how is that practical? Like, you might ask me, well, okay, yeah, the world is beautiful. Sucks I have to live in this shitty neighborhood, or sucks I have to live in this shitty area or something. But, how does that affect me? Well, there's a spiritual aspect to this. When you realize you live in heaven, you start to realize that you're living in this beautiful place. And you're not just living in this beautiful place. You sort of have the privilege of existing in this beautiful place we call Earth. Like, think about this. Don't you realize that you have the privilege of existing on this beautiful place that we call Earth? I mean, the world is this almost like this perfect circle when you look at it from a distance. It's suspended in darkness, but there's this beauty. It's like this beautiful circle, like a bubble, that's suspended in darkness. You can almost look at it as like this dreamlike bubble that can pop at any moment, but you could look at it as the Earth. And you're just magically on it. You're magically waking up every day, not knowing really how you got here. I mean, you were born, obviously, but you don't really know why your consciousness appeared in your body. You don't really remember choosing your body. Oh, let me look at some bodies I could be born into. Let me look at that one. Let me look at that one. I don't know. It's I'll choose that one. You didn't go through that process. It's almost like, isn't a gift something you never asked for but you were given anyways? I mean, if you never remember asking for this life and you woke up within this gift, then okay, so it was given to you. Well, then by what? Now that's a mysterious question. Yeah, by what? What gave you this life? Well, even if you don't know, that's fine, because that just makes it more beautiful and mysterious. I mean, isn't it mysterious that you're in this heaven, this beautiful earth, and you never really did anything at birth to earn it, right? You were kind of just given this opportunity to explore, to do things, to grow, and to find your way through this place we call Earth, and to find yourself. So it's almost like you were given this freedom and this free will. Not only you were given free will, but you were given this planet to explore your free will in. So why not bask in that feeling? You know, how often do everyday people really feel this? Like, wow, existence, I get to exist. And notice you are surrounded by a lot of other things that exist that are lesser than you. I mean, there's all kinds of bugs, and there's all kinds of fish, and these lesser creatures that you consider conscious, but they're not you. You get to be this interesting creature that can like watch Netflix and eat, you know, sushi and do all kinds of things. And you can enjoy comedy, you can enjoy music. Animals don't seem to find any pleasure in music. You know, there's this separation. So it's almost like they're missing out. You're looking at all of these points of consciousness that are missing out. So you get to have all these nice things. So you're like this spoiled, intelligent being, and all these other beings are kind of missing out on the depths of your experience. So feel privileged. This is what spirituality is. It's like this feeling of like privilege and this humble feeling of, not only am I in this beautiful place, I get to be this beautiful being, intelligently exploring and just taking in the beauty and perfection of everything. You know, think about the first time you tried your favorite food, watched your favorite movie. Remember the impact of those things and how they change you and how you remember those experiences. You remember the beautiful experiences of life. So don't take that for granted. I mean, you might be in a shitty situation, but look at yourself from the big picture, like what you really are. This is spirituality. This is why I made this video. I just want to introduce people who are very, you know, scientific and materialist, and I want to introduce this video to people who don't understand what spirituality is. It's not religion. It's not just bowing down and praying or something like that. No, you don't have to pray at all. You don't even have to believe in any God. You can be spiritual without believing in God. You can look at the stars, realize you came from the stars, and feel spirituality, because you're really not made from this earth. I mean, you kind of are, because you use the oxygen, and there's elements that you have to use on this planet to survive. But ultimately what's so interesting is that the fundamental elements that you're made out of actually came from the stars. You know, explosions from stars have left their materials on this rocky planet, and that's what you're made out of. So you're this star being. You're almost like this light being. Do you realize that you're made out of light? You're made out of energy. You're made out of stars, the most beautiful and loving things in this universe, because stars allow for plants to grow. The warmth in your body right now is coming from a star that's just not dying. It's going strong, even in 2020, and it's helping you to be alive every day without asking anything in return. If that's not love, I seriously don't know what is.